Okay, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm assuming that you already have MeGui and AVI Synth already installed. This is a quick tutorial on recoding a 1080p times 264 format to a smaller file size 720p HEVC times 265 and still end up with a good quality video. We'll come over here and open up MeGui. It'll take a few seconds. Okay, now that it's open, first thing we're going to go over is to options here and open that up and down to settings. Uh, there's only a couple things here you have to set. The default languages, we want to select the drop down and pick English for both of these. Then over to your default output directory, choose whatever you want. I named mine under C drive, MEGUI done. That's where your completed recode will go to. Now over to extra configuration. I set that at 2. I don't think it matters for the purpose of this tutorial, but set it there if you want anyhow. And I don't think there's anything else here we have to set. We'll go over to external program configuration. Enable NeoArc. I would disable that. You have to install that separately, and we're not going to be using it on this tutorial. We'll just come down here and tick enable times 265. Under FFMS thread count, we'll set that to 0. And for any reason you have problems encoding, just bump that up to 1. 0 seems to work faster. It uses all your threads and CPUs or cores. Next over to times 265 and enable 64-bit. Tick that. Tick times 264/265 and tick the HD stream extractor. And that's it for there. So now we will save that. That's great. Now we're back on the main menu again. And we want to set up our own profile. So we'll come over here to config and we'll click on that. And we'll come over here to new, click on that. And we'll give it a name. We'll call this HEVC times 265. And press OK. And we're going to set the encoder mode to ABR. And the bit rate for your average video, an hour and a half long, should be between anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500. This affects the speed of your encode bit. Also the quality. The higher the number, of course, the better the quality. It's slower encoding time. And we'll leave the tuning to none. And we'll leave the preset here to medium. Frame count, we'll leave that to the 0. And this is what we named it, and it pops that in there. Then over to miscellaneous. You don't have to add anything here. I chose to add a couple of scripts here. And this should bump it up from 3.1 to 4.1. Not a big deal, I don't think, for anybody. But if you wish, you can add this code to it. And we're done with that. So now we're going to update that and press OK. And it'll pop that in over here. Now we're back on the main menu again. And we're going to go down to audio section. And the encoder settings. We'll come over here to the drop down. And we're going to pick apt and AC3 apt and DVD good. That's what I use for all my encodings. You can use something different if you wish, but this is a good choice. And over here to config, you shouldn't have to do anything with this, but double check the sample rate. Make sure it's set to 48,000, not 44.1 like it comes, I believe. And the bit rate, I always do mine at 448. You can bump that up to 640 or down to 384, whatever you choose, eh? Extra, there's nothing extra in here we want to do. So we'll just update that and press OK. And that will now be your default audio encoder for all the videos that you do. Now we're going to go back up to video encoding, and this is where we select the video that we're going to be working on, recoding from the 1080p to a 720p. And in AVI Synth script, we'll come over here and click on Browse. And we'll have to look for the video we want to re-encode. In my case, I put it on C drive. So I'll just open that up. And the one we'll be doing is SPY 2015. And it'll say no items match your search when you do that. So you have to come down here to AVI Synth Files, ABS, and click on the down arrow and select all files. Now it'll open up all the video files. Now you click on that one, another screen will pop up. And we want to use the L Smash Works indexer for this, and we don't want to do any audio because it's going to do it in DTS, which is 1509, which is roughly the same size as your video file. So I skip that because I always do 448 anyhow. And then we'll come down here and we'll queue that. And it'll start creating the L Smash index, which will take a few minutes to do. So I'm just going to pause that here right now while it's doing that. After the indexer is finished running, it'll pop up with a video screen. We'll close that, we don't need that. Now, this is important. If you want to encode this to your 1080p times 264, strictly over to 265 at 1080p, don't touch any of this here, just leave it the way it is. But if we want to encode this as a 720p, we have to change this line here to 1280. And that's about it there. We'll just go over here on save, close, and load to be encoded. Tick that and save. Okay, once it's all been saved, both these lines will be filled up. And now we're going to skip on down to the audio input because we want to encode our own audio to 448. So we'll click on that, and it's the same file as your video. So we'll just click on it again, and it'll pop that into there. So the movie itself is there, the audio is here. Now we'll just come down here and click auto encode. Okay, that new window will pop up, and we want to come down here on the container, make sure it says MKB, and tick on no target size, use profile settings. We'll just push Q on that one. now it's starting to encode the audio, and this will take 3 to 4 minutes to do. So I'm not going to wait here for that to happen. I'm just going to pause this now and continue on later. Okay, the audio is just about done. It should go on to encoding the video now in a few seconds. The window should pop back up again. Okay, now it's encoding the video, and this will be a one-step recode. This will take anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, depending on your source, the length of the movie, and your settings for bitrate. So you'll have to be patient with this one. Just let it run. Now we're going to go over here to Q, and we'll see that the audio took about 4 minutes to do. I've got a couple other ones here I've done before. I just forgot to erase the cache on it. And now it's processing the video, and this will, like I say, take 4 hours probably. And the muxing, and that's waiting. That'll be done after the video is done. It'll mux it all into a 265 format HEVC. And over into the log, it'll show that it is in fact being recoded to 1280 times 536, which is 720p. And the video bit rate will be our 1500 that we selected in our setup, plus the bit rate for the audio, which is another 448. So it'll be about 1950 roughly when this is done. Total file size. And just on a little side note here on the audio, just pretend this is not even here. I can't erase it while I'm doing the encode. But if you strictly just want to convert DTS 1509 kilobyte audio file down to something smaller and manageable, you can do it here simply without having to redo all the video and everything else. It only takes 3, 4, 5 minutes, something like that to do. And you can change it from 640, 448, 384, whatever you want for a smaller audio file. So you just click on the video file that you want the audio from, and it'll pop that into here and pretend that's not there. And it will encode it to our default Afton AC3 DVD good, which is set at 448. And you just simply press auto encode, and it'll strictly just do the audio. And you can put that in any video file you want, like with using MKV merge is a good program to use. But anyhow, enough on that. Just thought you might find that interesting. And there you go, Stella UK. That's about as simple as I can make it. I hope you can follow it. Cheers, everyone. Have a good one.